Did you know there are a lot of emotional benefits to aromatherapy?
We have Dr. Christina Kraft joining us today to preview an interactive educational experience that she's going to be holding at the Moorhead Public Library. Thank you so much for joining us today. And before we even get into this, because I just noticed that you're holding, a session at the library, but we often have Teresa Lewis on, and she talks a lot about essential oils, and you work with her, and she's going to be at your event as well.
Yes, thank you so much this morning for having me. Teresa and I have been together with the doTERRA line of products now for over a year. And yes, next week on Monday at the Moorhead Public Library, I will be hosting an interactive experience about the emotional benefits of aromatherapy. It'll be at 6 p.m. at the Moorhead Public Library next Monday on the 29th.
So can we just start with, and I was talking to Kyle a little bit in the break, and if he uses essential oils or not, and he's not as familiar, which is really a lot of people are not using essential oils. So could you just talk to us to start with, because I know you're going to cover 3 points. We just have a couple minutes. You're going to have an hour. How can you use essential oils to benefit your mood and emotions? Where do you start with explaining to people how that works?
Well, great question. So basically what we do is we sit people down and start educating them, educating, because there is a lot of myths out there about essential oils. Typically what essential oils are up to is 2 main things. They're either uplifting or they're calming. So we find that most people with anxiety and depression can benefit from aromatherapy, whether it's diffused, used internally, or used topically on the skin. At this class, I'm going to teach people how to use them safely, which oils to use specifically for maybe some anxiety, depression, very common uses for those. One is another one, children behavioral issues. We can really start seeing some great things happening with that, with using emotional aromatherapy in the house. But again, not just for diffusing, this is also for using on the skin, on the feet, on the neck, as well as taking internally, and I'm going to teach you how to do that safely.
Now, are there specific oils for emotional health that people can use?
Absolutely. There are blends and there are also singles. So one of the ones that I find that is the most calming and the easy one out there for people to use, and Lisa, maybe you use lavender.
I feel like it's a good starter oil. It is lavender.
Yeah.
And you brought up kids. I like lavender, like in the bath or the shower. It's calming. But sometimes, like I've done some mixing now, and like lavender foot rubs for the children, I feel like help relax them and get them ready for bed.
It's one of the most common ones that we will find that people need in the beginning. There are also blends. Blends are going to combine uplifting and calming benefits all in one. And they can be applied right to the skin. In fact, I smell really nice this morning. I'm wearing one called Cheer. So if you guys smell anything in the studio, it's probably Cheer. So she's actually wearing yellow today too, which is a sign of cheer. So that's wonderful.
Oh, I feel so great today.
Yes.
Yeah. I was gifted, I believe, a mix called Balance.
Wonderful blend.
So something like Balance, it's not the same as Cheer. It's more of a calming, correct?
That's actually considered to be the company's, doTERRA company's grounding blend. And in fact, it's one of the ones that I've used probably for the last year, almost every day in the diffuser, or at least every other day in the diffuser. Very, very good. For my office, smells great. People come into the office and it's very calming, they're relaxed, and they're leaving with an oil on their body or maybe internally. It's just a very calming thing for them. And it's basically medicines in a bottle, folks. It's really not something that just smells great. They do smell great, but they are truly medicine supplementation in a bottle.
Wow.
So you're going to get kind of the basics, and when I say lavender is a starter oil, you start with lavender, and I know we've talked to Teresa, and one of my favorites is frankincense. So you go from maybe a starter to frank and myrrh, and there's so many different oils as well. Will you touch on all of those at your session?
We are not going to be able to touch on all of them. However, we're going to have information available for you to take home that evening. Again, this is a free class, and you are going to be able to ask us questions. Again, Teresa will be there as well. I'm going to be bringing the 6 top emotional blends that evening for people to try. We're going to talk about what's in them. If anybody has any questions about those specifically. But we won't touch on all of them, Lisa, but we will be definitely diving into about the top 10 to top 15 and why and how and where to use them.
Okay, one more time then. Is there still room for people to sign up to go to this class?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can go ahead and find it on Eventbrite by searching benefits of aromatherapy, emotional benefits of aromatherapy. You can also call the office at 218-789-1811, and I can also sign people up if you do not have access to the internet.
And how else can people get a hold of you or find information on oils? Do you have a Facebook page?
Yes, I do. So I own Craft Chiropractic in Moorhead, so you can find Craft Chiropractic on Facebook, and I also have the @Dr. Craft handle on Instagram. You'll find links to my websites. You'll find links to my chiropractic websites as well through Facebook or Instagram.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank
All right,
you.
coming up next here on North Dakota Today, we're going to be heading out to the Fusion Boutique and talking about transitioning our summer attire into the fall season.